Do you feel like your energy, libido, and zest for life are waning over time? This video reveals the silent habit that's draining your vitality and how to stop it today. Learn the simple, natural plan to restore your hormones, energy, and desire with easy, effective, drug-free habits. After 60, it's possible to live with enthusiasm, health, and pleasure. You may not realize it now, but there is a silent, common, almost banal habit that is eroding your energy, decreasing your libido, and, little by little, taking away from you one of the greatest gifts of life after 60, the pleasure of living with vitality. You don't have to be an athlete, take expensive supplements, or follow radical diets to age healthily and with desire. But there is something, a detail, that is sabotaging all of this behind the scenes. And when you find out what it is, you might be surprised. Over the past 20 years, dozens of studies around the world have begun to observe a phenomenon. Elderly people who maintained energy, active sexual desire, good mood, and even less joint pain had one thing in common. It wasn't genetics, it wasn't money. It was what they stopped doing, a behavior that many have maintained for decades, thinking it harmless, and which, in fact, directly affects testosterone levels, serotonin production, sleep quality, and even the body's natural lubrication. And the scariest thing is that this habit can be present every day, in the first and last hours of your day. We are talking about something that, for many, has become routine. Sitting for long periods of time without conscious interruptions of movement. That's right. Silent sedentarism, which happens when you sit down to rest a little and remain that way for hours, whether in front of the television, reading, using your cell phone, or even talking, is slowly killing your vitality. But the problem isn't just sitting, it's sitting too much without getting up. Because when you stay for more than an hour without getting up and stimulating circulation, your body goes into extreme economy mode. Your metabolic rate slows down, blood flow to your extremities decreases, hormonal signals drop, and your body begins to interpret that there is no need to produce energy or desire. Now think carefully. How many hours a day do you spend sitting without interruption? This simple question already shows how accustomed we have become to resting the body. But by doing this too much, we are letting the systems that maintain pleasure, disposition, and desire fall asleep along with it. And it doesn't stop there. When your body understands that you're not moving enough, it naturally reduces the production of dopamine, which is the neurotransmitter linked to pleasure, enthusiasm, and the feeling of reward. People with low dopamine feel more discouraged, have less libido, and often believe that this is simply getting older. It's not. It's a physiological message. Your body is responding to the signal that you sent yourself with this habit. But there's something even more dangerous. Prolonged inactivity also interferes with natural testosterone levels in both men and women. This happens because the muscles no longer receive enough stimulation to activate the hormonal axis. When this becomes frequent, the body reduces the production of sex hormones, believing that they are no longer necessary. The result? More fatigue, more discouragement, less desire, unstable sleep, greater retention of abdominal fat, and even memory lapses. And all this because of a simple habit, spending too much time sitting without getting up every hour. The good news is that your body is incredibly adaptable. It responds quickly when you change the signal. And to reverse this situation, you don't need to become an athlete or go running around. You just need to adopt conscious micro-interruptions. Every 40 or 50 minutes of sitting, stand up. Stand for 2 minutes. Stretch your arms, roll your shoulders, move your ankles. Take a few steps around the house. This alone signals to your body that it is in active mode. People who do this consistently report improved mood, increased libido, less leg pain, improved digestion, less bloating, and even more mental clarity. Plus, there's a little talked about benefit. Getting up frequently activates areas of the brain responsible for focus and the production of endorphins. This means that by breaking the cycle of silent sedentarism, you're not just improving your body, you're also improving your enjoyment of life, of feeling, of desiring, and of connecting with others. Now you might be wondering, but is that all there is to it? Can just getting up a few times a day restore my pleasure and vitality? Yes and no. Yes, because it's the initial key. But no, because if this habit is combined with other invisible saboteurs, such as inflammatory diets, excessive sugar consumption, excessive screen time at night, or low sunlight exposure, the positive impact may be limited. That's why, in the next section, we're going to address exactly that. Which silent foods are continually reducing your hormones, even when you think you're eating healthily, and how the combination of small physical movements and simple dietary changes can rekindle your disposition and your intimate life without medication, without miracle formulas, just by returning to what your body has always known how to do, function well. But before we go any further, I want you to think seriously. How much time do you spend sitting down each day without getting up? If your answer is more than 2 hours at a time, it's time to break that cycle. In the adult body, pleasure doesn't die. It just falls asleep where the movement stopped. And today could be the day you decide to wake it up. If movement is the first step to rekindling pleasure and vitality after 60, food is the fuel that keeps this fire burning. And just as there are silent habits that put your body to sleep, like sitting for long hours, there are also foods that, consumed daily, silently sabotage your hormones, your energy, and your sexual drive. And the most worrying thing is that many of these are seen as normal or even healthy by most people. Let's start with a villain disguised as comfort: hidden sugar. You might think, but I hardly ever eat sweets. And maybe that's true. But sugar isn't just found in cakes and desserts. It's found in white bread, crackers, pasta, processed juices, flavored yogurts, and even in that fit granola that seems healthy but contains spoonfuls and spoonfuls of concentrated glucose. And what does this sugar do to your body? In people over 60, it acts as a hormonal saboteur. With each spike in glucose, your body produces a surge of insulin. This repeated process, over time, creates chronic inflammation, especially in sensitive areas like blood vessels, joints, and genitals. The result? Impaired circulation, decreased libido, and reduced production of testosterone and estrogen. What's more, excess sugar blocks the natural production of dopamine. Remember dopamine? That substance linked to pleasure, the feeling of achievement, and enthusiasm. When there's too much sugar circulating, your brain reduces dopamine as a form of protection. And then, you feel less pleasure, less motivation, less desire. But there's something most people don't know. This silent dietary inflammation also directly impairs natural lubrication in both women and men. In women, it reduces vaginal lubrication, making intimate contact uncomfortable. In men, it reduces penile vascularization, which compromises the rigidity and quality of an erection. And all this, without pain, without warning, just like a sequence of days of eating what seemed normal. And here comes a second invisible sabotage: the frequent consumption of refined oils, such as soybean, corn, canola, or sunflower oil. These oils, when heated, transform into highly inflammatory compounds. They affect the liver, alter cholesterol balance, and interfere with the production of sex hormones. In addition, they impair brain function, increasing the feeling of fatigue and mental sluggishness. Now you must be wondering, but what can I eat then? Let's look at our allies. There are simple, inexpensive, and natural foods that can restore your energy, activate hormones, and bring back your joy for life without medication. These include free-range eggs, whole, boiled, or scrambled with olive oil. Rich in good cholesterol, they help in the production of testosterone and estrogen. Avocado, an excellent source of healthy fat, helps with satiety and balances dopamine levels. Fatty fish, such as sardines and wild salmon, rich in omega-3, which reduce inflammation and increase circulation. Nuts and chestnuts, sources of magnesium, zinc, and selenium, all essential for sexual desire and mental clarity. Turmeric with black pepper, a powerful anti-inflammatory combination that can be used in soups, broths, and cooked vegetables. And most importantly, real water. Nothing replaces hydration as a source of cell renewal. Lack of water is one of the biggest hidden causes of fatigue in the elderly. Now imagine, you wake up, get up calmly, move around for 5 minutes. Eat a meal with eggs and avocado, drink water throughout the morning. Avoid bread and sweets. Swap vegetable oil for olive oil. Walk more during the day. Eat a handful of nuts in the afternoon. Have a light dinner with fish and vegetables. You don't have to do this perfectly every day. But each time you choose to move and eat mindfully, you send your body a new message. I want to live with pleasure. I want to live with presence. And the body responds. With more vitality, more energy, more restful sleep, more desire, less pain. Over the next few days, I propose a challenge. Every time you sit for more than 40 minutes, stand up and stretch. And throughout the day, observe, how many of these food saboteurs are you consuming? Swap one, then two, and watch the magic happen. Because living well after 60 is not about avoiding old age. It's about allowing age to bring wisdom without pain, pleasure without guilt, desire without medicine, and it all starts with small choices made every day. Nighttime should be a time for repair, the silence where the body rebuilds itself, where hormones organize themselves, where the mind cleanses itself of the excesses of the day. But for millions of people, especially after 60, nighttime has become the greatest thief of vitality. And worse still, without them realizing it, you know that feeling of waking up tired, even after sleeping 8 hours? Or of going to bed with your body exhausted, but your head still racing? Or of losing your desire, your patience, your focus, without understanding exactly why? All of this could be caused by 3 extremely common nighttime habits that silently sabotage the hormones of pleasure, sleep, and vitality. Let's go to the first one. The use of screens after 8 at night. When you expose your eyes to blue light emitted by cell phones, televisions, computers, or even very bright lamps, your brain understands that it is still daytime. As a result, it blocks the production of melatonin, the hormone that induces deep sleep and starts the hormonal repair process during the night. And without melatonin, there is no adequate release of testosterone, there is no regulation of serotonin, and the body enters a state of internal wakefulness, even if you are lying down. In other words, you sleep, but you don't rest. And sleeping without rest is like eating without absorbing. It seems like everything is fine, but inside, the essential is missing. Now add that to the second habit, taking worries to bed. It may seem harmless. After all, who doesn't think about life before going to sleep? But the truth is that ruminating on problems activates the brain's alert system, increasing cortisol, the stress hormone. And when cortisol is high at night, it completely shuts down testosterone production, blocks dopamine, and makes your body function as if it's in danger. The result? You wake up tired, irritable, with a low libido and a feeling of being emotionally drained. And the third habit is almost invisible, eating late at night, especially carbohydrates and processed foods. When you eat late, especially bread, pasta, cookies, sweets, or alcoholic beverages, your digestive system goes into overdrive at a time when your body should be focused on restoring hormones. Instead of processing hormones, your liver is busy with heavy digestion. Your pancreas keeps releasing insulin, and your pleasure and recovery hormones take a back seat. And what's worse, this nocturnal imbalance directly affects your lubrication, erection, mood, and focus in the following days. But how to change this? The answer is not in radicalism. It is in creating simple, nocturnal, restorative rituals. See what you can start doing today. Reduce screen time at least 2 hours before bed. Swap your cell phone for light reading or relaxing instrumental music. Use warm, low lights at night. Avoid bright white light. Yellow or amber light helps induce deep sleep. Create a mental shutdown routine. 10 minutes of free writing in a notebook, or even silent prayer, are enough to free your mind from accumulated tension. Avoid heavy foods at night. Opt for a light soup with vegetables or a warm tea with cinnamon. And most importantly, go to bed with gratitude. It seems simple, but mentally saying 3 good things that happened in your day changes your brain chemistry before bed. These habits send your body a new order. It's time to restore, to heal, to produce the hormones of desire, energy, and clarity. And when you do this every night, The results come: deep sleep, more energy in the morning, more patience in relationships, more zest for life, and yes, more pleasure. Because pleasure does not depend on age. It depends on presence, health, and awareness. And all of this is in your hands. Imagine a simple day, nothing fancy, just a day where, instead of repeating habits that drain you, you make small, but powerful, decisions that reprogram your body to function with vigor, lightness, and desire. We call this the ideal day to restore vitality, and it starts before you even get out of bed, right after waking up. Before picking up your cell phone or turning on the TV, lie down for 2 minutes with your eyes closed and just breathing deeply. This sends a message to your brain that you are safe. Then, sit up slowly and stretch your arms, neck, and legs for 2 minutes. This simple gesture activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which regulates hormone production throughout the day. First thing in the morning, open the window and let the natural light touch your skin. 10 minutes of exposure to morning light regulates your circadian rhythm, stimulates serotonin production, and aligns your body with its natural sleep and energy cycle. Prepare a breakfast rich in protein and good fats. Free-range eggs, avocado, turmeric tea, or lemon water are ideal. Avoid breads, processed juices, and excessive caffeine. During the day, after every 45 minutes of sitting, stand up. Walk to the kitchen, take a deep breath on the balcony, and move your shoulders. Take short breaks of 2 to 5 minutes. This activates circulation, prevents inflammation, and keeps hormones active. Include at least one 15 to 20-minute walk a day. It doesn't have to be a jog. Walking is already a gift for the body. At lunch, prioritize natural foods, cooked vegetables, a lean protein, like fish or chicken, olive oil, and small portions of root vegetables like sweet potatoes. Avoid sodas, fried foods, and desserts with refined sugar. A handful of nuts or seeds for dessert will provide satiety and important nutrients. Mid-afternoon, when your body starts to wind down, avoid the urge to drink coffee. Instead, practice 3 minutes of deep breathing. If possible, lie down for 10 minutes with your eyes closed or do a light guided meditation. This calms your nervous system and prepares your body for the second shift of the day with clean energy. Early evening, eat dinner early. A warm soup with vegetables and herbs such as rosemary or mint helps with digestion, relaxes the body, and prevents sugar and fat accumulation during the night. After dinner, avoid watching television until late. Swap screens for reading, soft music, or calm conversations. Use soft yellow lighting. This activates the production of melatonin and prepares the body for deep regeneration. Before going to sleep, write down 3 good things that happened during the day. Gratitude induces the release of dopamine and serotonin, facilitating deep sleep. Avoid racing thoughts. Say a prayer, do a short meditation, or listen to relaxing sounds. Lie on your side, breathe calmly, and let go. And that's it. This day, repeated a few times a week, is enough to change your biochemistry. Your body doesn't need miracles. It needs you. Present, attentive, with a desire to live, to feel, to love, again, or for the first time in a long time. You didn't lose the pleasure. You just forgot where he slept, and now, little by little, you're waking him up.